happens.
It happens, and I think it's so important personal time is important.
Because I do know guys always feel like, man, I'm always around my girl. I got to get my freedom back. So here's the list right here. The first sign is you're out of the loop. If you're out of the loop, you're probably spending too much time. The next one on this list, you're not getting invites, meaning people don't want to reach out to you because you're always with your significant other and you're never doing anything. How about this one? Bae is getting on your nerves. That's one on the list here. And then you can't remember the last time you chose to be apart. You guys are inseparable. Finally, you've run out of things to talk about.
That things to talk about is a scary one, but I will say if people stop inviting you because they know you're going to say no, because they know you're with your significant other, that's a problem.
Or maybe they don't like your significant other.
Oh, that's a problem.
Another thing.
Did you agree with the list here, Sarah?
I definitely do, and especially you're saying the friends not inviting you out. Man, that hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts. But it's true. If you keep turning down invites and not showing up to places, people give up on you.
Can't you be the fun couple though? That's like, oh, we gotta have them come along. They spend a lot of time together, but they enhance the fun. So I think you can still be that, and maybe that's a telltale sign that you're not in the best relationship. If people are like, I don't want both of them to come because it's annoying when they're together with us.
I totally agree that you can be that fun couple and go out with your significant other, but you also need that one-on-one time with your friends. You can't always be a couple twosome. You gotta have some individual time.
Hopefully all your people can be in the same room together, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have to all hang out or all be friends.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's okay if one of your friends doesn't vibe with your significant other. I feel like that's not a big deal.
Any glaring omissions from this list? Like one that stuck out to me is if you're not as intimate or readily wanting the desire to be intimate, meaning you're around them all the time. There's no attraction anymore because you're more looking to have the desire to get away from them as opposed to be intimate with them. So I think intimacy is affected too when you get tired of your partner, right?
I definitely think that's accurate for sure.
So, okay, when you looked at that list, did you feel like I'm spending too much time with my partner?
I did have a little moment of panic. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I think for women, because guys do this really well.
Yeah.
For women, we need more work on this. Hanging out with your girls. Guys hang out with their guys. That's something that they never let go. Even when they have kids, they still find a time and they still find a way to hang out with their guys.
That good old man time,
and
right?
women don't do that. Women end up putting everyone else before themselves. And like I think that girl time is like really good personal time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you gotta almost in your brain make time for it and just keep it in the back burner.
Yes.
You know, even if you don't really feel like you want time away from your significant other, if you can put it on the agenda and make sure, all right, I need to have some girl time and do it.
Let each other fly free. It'll make it more fun when you guys are together. I agree wholeheartedly.
I felt this one on a personal level because that's what I do. I make jokes on the internet all the time. Sometimes they go well, sometimes they don't go well. My intention is never bad. I don't think some of these comedians, they're trying to get a laugh. And sometimes you teeter that line of controversial and it can backfire, but I don't think we should be holding them, being so harsh.
And that's really interesting because you run a social media account that has hundreds of thousands of followers and Big Kids Problems. Do you ever put out content and maybe have that pause where you're like, I don't know, is this going to be politically correct or is this going to be, I can make a joke about this?
Oh, all the time. And especially now, more so later, I've been doing this for, almost 8 years. And in the beginning, I kind of just threw things out there. And especially in how times have changed a little bit, I always want to be thoughtful. Okay, I know I mean it this way. Can it be perceived in a negative way? And sometimes it means reformatting a joke. Sometimes it means not even saying anything at all. And I think it makes our job as comedians harder if, people are going to be so, harsh on what we say when we're just trying to get a laugh.
Yeah, Felicia, you usually keep me with a filter at times, so I feel like that is, you probably disagree with
You
Leslie.
need a filter. But, so I actually do agree with her. I feel like we can't get too emotional and too up in arms about everything. At the same time, though, some of these top comedians who have been getting in trouble lately, like Roseanne, like Kathy Griffin, there has to be a standard. Like there has to be a cutoff at some point.
I'll say for me, having gone through a really tough time in my life, a personal tragedy when I lost my brother to a heart attack 2 years ago, that was about as deep a pain as you can possibly have. And one of the things my family rallied behind was laughter. I mean, we would make fun of some of the things that were so endearing about my brother that maybe drove us crazy when he was alive. And maybe that's not proper for everybody, but that was our coping mechanism. So there is a niche group of people that choose to laugh when there's really pain and tragedy around them, and they'd rather choose that path, and sometimes that's healthy, and that's the best medicine, laughter. For my family, it definitely was in that situation. So I see where Leslie's coming from.
I honestly did not. I was surprised by this, especially I feel like women are more in touch with their emotions, and there's nothing I would feel guiltier about than, you know, having an affair on somebody you're in a relationship with. I can't imagine. I feel like that would eat at me so much. I don't get this power play. I feel like there's a lot of easier ways to get control in your life and in your relationship than having an affair.
Yeah, but you also are, well, I don't know if you are, but whenever you are, but you're also in like a good relationship that you want to be in. So like for someone who may not be in the best of a relationship, like it provides a viable option. And so I feel like this goes with the difference between men and women that we were talking about, Jordan, meaning like guys, usually they're cheating for the physical. It can be other stuff, but usually
that's a fair stereotype.
It's for the physical.
For the most part.
For women, I feel like physicality is one part of it, but it's so much more emotion and so much more attachment and intimacy that's involved when women cheat.
Yeah, and look, times are definitely changing as we move forward, and I think there's evolution in both genders. But to me, I've seen equally sleazy stuff from women in this regard as from men, where you're just like, wow, they're getting down like that. That is slimy, and that used to be possessive only to men. And like you see that now with women too. I think everybody has a reason for why they're stepping out of their relationship. But again, and look, nobody's gonna sit here on a soapbox. But I think if you're doing that stuff and you're pursuing it, don't be in a relationship. Nobody's keeping you hostage here. And you should pursue your happiness. And if that comes from somebody else, be with that person.
Right. I think if you have that desire to have an affair, maybe it's time to just reassess your relationship in general. Maybe it's time to get out.
Or you guys are on a soapbox.
Okay, we'll get off
This is easier said than done. Like if you're married with children and you step outside your relationship, like it's easy for us to say, oh, you should leave and walk out the relationship.
That's a good point. There's no right or wrong answer to this one.